Hey guys, welcome one and all to another Final Fantasy Record Keeper video. I'm DD Forte, and today I want to talk to you guys about the rank 3, rank 4, rank 5 different break abilities and how they interact with each other. But first, if you end up liking this video, do consider hitting that like button. And if you're interested in more daily Record Keeper content, do hit that subscribe button. Now, first things first, let's go over the OG break abilities, the classic ones, the ones that came out when the game first got released, and that is power break, armor break, and obviously there's magic break and mental break. Now these abilities, they're 3-star abilities, but they're not support type abilities. They're actually combat type. So they're very interesting in the sense that early on when the game first came out, combat characters had more utility, but nowadays these abilities are pretty much obsolete. And the reason for that is, for one, it reduces less than the breakdown abilities. For power break and magic break, the rank 3 ones, they reduce the damage output of bosses by 50%, assuming the boss doesn't reduce it. And then for armor break and mental break, the rank 3 ones reduce 20% from the boss, once again assuming that the boss doesn't resist it. And this pales in comparison. I mean, the 4-star one, it's a little bit better. The 4-star ones in the breakdown abilities, for the defensive breakdowns like power breakdown, magic breakdown, they reduce 65%, an additional 15%. You know, but it's not like super high, but it is better than its rank 3 counterpart. And then the armor breakdown, mental breakdown, reduces by 30%. So only 10% more than its 3-star counterpart. And the thing to note is that the rank 3, rank 4 break abilities, they do not stack with each other. So you cannot reduce a boss's stat by like 65%. And then reduce it again by another 50%, or vice versa. Like, you reduce a boss by 30%, its defense, and then reduce its defense again by another 20%. You can't do that. They don't stack. So keep that in mind. Obviously, the rank 4 ones are better to invest in for the long haul. The 3-star abilities at this point in the game, these abilities are pretty much obsolete. Now, the next type of reduction there is thief abilities. Now, steal power, it's a great ability. Don't get me wrong, it increases the user's attack by 50%. Unfortunately, this ability doesn't do any damage, and that's a really big problem, because sometimes when you're fighting against a boss, you really need the additional damage. But the cool thing about steal power is that it does last longer than the break abilities. The break abilities last 15 seconds in-game time. I know that's a little bit hard to gauge. I'll make a video about that in the future, about how time actually works in the game. And then, like, back to steal power. Steal power lasts 20 seconds, so it lasts 5 seconds longer than the breakdown abilities, which pretty much means you have to use it every other turn. That's how the breakdown works. And same thing with steal power, you have to pretty much use it every other turn if you want the effect to be consistently on the boss. The other abilities, other thief abilities like steal or mug time, I think it's like steal armor or something, those abilities are pretty irrelevant in my opinion, because raising your character's steal armor reduces their defense, great, and it raises the user's defense. But the problem is with Sentinel's Grimoire and Protectiga, I mean, you really don't need the additional defense bonus. So steal armor is pretty useless. Mug time is pretty useless, mainly because typically burst soul break users can generate their own haste. A lot of bosses are immune to slow anyways. So the only thief ability that's really worth honing if you are interested is steal power. The other downside to thief abilities is that there aren't that many great users for thief abilities. I mean, Vaughn and Bart's are one of them, but you know, other than that, oh, Zidane's really good too. But for the most part, thief characters that have access to 4-star, 5-star, even 6-star thief abilities are quite rare. And now the last part that I want to talk to you guys about is full break and multi break. Now, full break and multi break, their stat reduction is exactly the same as each other, and the stat reduction is that you receive from this is equivalent to the rank 3 break abilities. So you'll reduce magic attack by 50%, and you'll reduce armor and resistance by 20%. Both of these are the same. The only difference is that full break actually does damage, and it's single target. So against bosses, like single target bosses, it's great. And then multi break hits all targets. So this ability is pretty good against bosses. Well, there are multiple bosses, you know. And the downside to this, it's kind of like Steel Power, where it doesn't do any damage. Also, dancers are uncommon as well. You know, they're definitely not as common as like support characters, right? Like I know Eiko can use this, Tyro can use this, you know, just to name some. So so when you're deciding which one you want to use, do consider like what are your needs and necessities. Like in a previous video, I've mentioned that although full break is a really good ability, the problem is that it needs major power orbs. And if you're starting off the game, you know, like if you've only been playing recently, or been playing for a few months, and your abilities are not, you know, honed up, whatever, you really should invest in those abilities first. Like with the orb exchange system, like any major power orbs, I would recommend you exchange them for 10 greater orbs, and then like max out your breakdown abilities, max out your life siphons. So, I mean, these two abilities, they're more for late game, and then once you get there, you can consider which one that you like to use. And then finally, the last ability that I want to talk about, and so far it seems that only Tyro can use this ability, is a Mug Bloodlust right here. It's a thief ability once again, but this time this one actually does damage, so it's pretty cool. But this ability has it has a lot of downsides. It's really not worth the craft. So it lowers attack and defense a small amount, and it raises the user's attack by a small amount as well, the same amount. So Mug Bloodlust reduces attack and defense by 20%, which is not even the equivalent to the rank 3 break abilities. Okay, I mean, well, the defensive part, yes, but not the, you know, like, I mean, the reducing armor part, yes, it's 20%, but only reducing 20% from attack, it's pretty abysmal. And currently, only Tyro can use it. I guess, I don't know why. But yeah, only Tyro can use it, and I would honestly much rather use multi-break or full break if I had to choose one. And yeah, where is my full break? There it is. Okay, so yeah, those are the break abilities that I wanted to talk about. Remember, like the rank 3, rank 4, and then the thief abilities, they don't stack with each other, so running double armor breakdown with armor break is irrelevant, because one will override the other. But they do stack with the 5-star ones, multi-break and full break. And of course, the thief abilities are the same thing. Steel Power doesn't stack with power breakdown, but you can stack it with the multi-break or full break. And then the 6-star thief ability is pretty much useless in my opinion. I don't think I'll ever craft that. It's a complete waste of resources. And that's it. I think I covered mostly everything. If there's anything that I didn't cover, leave a comment below and I'll answer it. I might have forgot some I might have forgotten something, not entirely sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys will subscribe, give the video a like, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? Alright, take care.